absolutely tremendous, mammoth, colossal news coming out of the Red Sea. So let me tell you what the Houthis have been up to. You might recall yesterday I gave a brief update on all the fronts, Lebanon, Yemen, and Iraq, and I told you that the Yemenis struck a US destroyer called the USS Gravely. Well, guess what? They've been very busy during the last 72 hours, and I'll tell you just exactly what they have gotten up to. So, number one, British ships. They have struck a British ship called Hope Island. This was struck in the Red Sea. Pay attention. Next, Israeli ships. 2 Israeli ships, one of them called MSC Grace F and MSC Gina, struck in the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea, respectively. Third, US ships. The Yemenis, the Houthis, Ansar Allah, struck frigates, basically US warships, inside the Red Sea, and they did this with drones. The ships I just told you about, the Israeli and British ships, were struck with anti-ship ballistic missiles, whereas for the US destroyers, they used their drones. So you have all these elements of the Yemeni armed forces deployed in order to maintain the blockade. And this is so colossal, and it shows you how weak the West is. I mean, the Royal Air Force, what is our Air Force doing in Yemen in the first place? Number one. Number two, what objectives have they achieved? The only thing they've achieved is to make money for the arms dealers, for the weapons contractors and manufacturers. That's it. Because every Yemeni drone that is fired costs around 17,000. That's a very conservative estimate, okay? Let's say it's 17,000. Well, guess what? A Sea Viper missile, which is what the Royal Navy use, what our Royal Navy uses, costs £1 million. £1 million. If you look at the US Navy, their countermeasures, $2 million per missile to shoot down a $17,000 drone. I mean, this is a losing strategy. Number one, it's an imperialist strategy. It's illegal, it's immoral, but on top of that, it's just plain dumb from a military, objective, strategic point of view. And the fact that the Yemenis, I mean, just again, look at the map and look how far and broad and sweeping their reach is today. In 2024, the Yemenis are able to strike all the way from Yemen into the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, into the Red Sea, up into Eilat, into the Gulf of Aden, the Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean. I mean, this is checkmate. Checkmate. The Israelis, and then afterwards, our government and the Americans thought that, well, we can just bomb the Yemenis and then everything will be fine. And if they put up a fight and there's a blockade, we can just go around Africa like the good old days. Again, that's kind of the ironic thing, is that Yemen have set back Western trade by 200 years.